Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to some more. Let's play a little bit of Hearthstone, the Whispers of the Old God, and we are going to play a little bit of Cthulhu Druid over here. Cthulhu Druid over here. And this is the version that I have put together over here. One of the things, you treat any Cthulhu deck is kind of a combo deck in that you have to have mechanics for finding Cthulhu, because you can't not draw him, that would be bad. And also, you'd like to get your other Cthulhu boosters as well. So for me, my draw mechanics here include, well, Wild Growth is both ramp and also a draw once you do hit 10 mana, so that's a thing. The Wraths, which are great removal, but mostly you're trying to use it for the 1 damage and draw card variant. I've also got 2 Azure Drakes in here, which Azure Drakes are mostly draw a card and also have a 4/4 body to, hopefully have a little bit of board control over here. I do have 1 Nourish in here for the 3 draw card. I actually just added it in. I haven't played a game with Nourish in here yet. I think it's probably a good addition for pure card draw. The problem is it doesn't really tempo you up, so it's going to be hard finding a place to cast it. I don't think I'd put 2 Nourishes in. And that's that. You'll notice I do not have the Ancient of Lore. In fact, I literally disenchanted it when they changed it so that I get all the dust, just because I could recreate it for the same amount of dust, so it's, it's a neutral thing. Why am I not playing with the newly nerfed Ancient of Lore? Because it's a Azure Drake that costs 2 more and doesn't give you a spell power. Yeah, it gets +1/+1 to a stat, and yes, you could choose to restore 5 health with it, but the point of this card is not for the health. The point of this card is to help you draw deeper into your deck to get your combo, which in this case is drawing Cthulhu or cards that boost him. And at 2 mana more than Azure Drake, I don't feel like it's worth it. I think it's a 7 mana cost Azure Drake that doesn't give you spell power. Now, spell power is not necessarily your highest priority as a druid, but swipe is so much better when you can get some spell power. Azure Drake, swipe, very good. Hard to do in the same turn, of course, but it happens frequently enough that it comes out to be pretty good. And obviously, it can help the Living Roots and stuff too. I'm not sure about the Living Roots in here. I'm very happy with the Innervate. The 2 Innervates are still fantastic and curving things out. Some of these cards are quite expensive. The Dark Arakoa is a great creature at 5/7 for 6 with Taunt. I mean, it's a little expensive, but it buys you time and does give the big fat +3/+3. I've got the Twin Emperor Veclor in there. The Scarum Cultist, I'm not as sure about as a card. I mean, compare these two, right? The amount of stats, yeah, this has slightly more stats, but it doesn't have Taunt. It's a little bit squishier, doesn't give your Cthulhu as much. I'm actually not convinced about this card, honestly. I do think the Beckoners of Evil are great. I mean, 2/3 for 2 is always a great value, and then it gives the +2/+2. Disciple of Cthulhu, I think most people have agreed that it's actually a pretty great card in these kinds of deck. The Klaxi Amber Weavers are actually good. Even if you don't have the 10 attack on Cthulhu, it's still a Yeti, which means it's a solid drop to buy some tempo. Love the Crazed Worshippers. I think they're really, really good. I've got a couple of Druids of the Claw in here just for mostly some extra wall stuff and buy some more time. Anyway, I'm quite happy with this deck overall. So a little bit of card draw, lots of synergy things, and a little bit of standard Druid removal. The Living Roots is the only thing I'm not positive about, but I love having a turn 1 Living Roots. I think it's actually really, really, really handy. So let's go ahead and give this a go and see what happens. Again, we're only rank 18. We're not going to see some particularly terrifying opponents at this point, and I'll probably still lose because Hearthstone is hard and I am bad, and also being distracted by the video, which doesn't make things any easier. Bum 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 bum. And the most recent 2 years of cards? 2 years of cards? Hearthstone hasn't been out that long. Does it just mean the last 2 major expansions? Do they count the years that way? How long's Hearthstone been out? Starting with the Innervate is very nice. Innervate plus Wild Growth, that's all like a little too much ramp. This is interesting. I mean, who doesn't love having a swipe in their hand? But I think I'm going to have to drop this and hope to get a cheaper creature or something. Wow, this is almost a little too much ramp. But no, I'm just going to drop the swipe. That hurts. Hope to get one of our 2 casting costs or something. Or a creature. I mean, that's not bad, because we can put this out on turn 3. Greetings, Squelch. Go away. So I'll pass here. Turn 2 will be Wild Growth. Turn 3 will be Innervate, Crazed Worshipper. It does mean, he's got a chance to develop a little bit of a board. It's interesting. This is actually the first Shaman I've run into in Whispers of the Old God, and I think Shaman's going to be one of the great classes in this expansion. So it's It's interesting to see this is my first one. I think there's a lot of powerful cards in Shaman. I mean, I don't think we'll be facing any Cthulhu stuff. We got the Heal Totem. I mean, there's something to be said. We could decide to just drop the Druid of the Claw instead, since I don't need any taunt right now. But the sooner this is, we might be able to get a few buffs. It's also very durable. I mean, we could charge. If I'm going to play this taunt version, there's no reason to do that when I could play the Crazed Worshipper instead. I suppose I could hold on to my Innervate. I do have the Cthulhu in hand, which is nice. So no, I think we've got to build up the Cthulhu as early as possible then, since we do already have it. Yeah, I mean, we're playing... Let's do it, man. Let's develop this. The one downside to this... Did I have 4 crystals? I did. Oh, totally miscalculated. I'm not going to do damage, I don't think. But I will go ahead and get the 1/1 saplings. Yeah, I was mismathing. This is what happens when you're trying to talk and entertain instead of think about what you're doing here. There's something else I was going to say. I don't remember. Crap. Oh well. Yeah, having this is a little early having this in here. Because now I don't need to use my card draw to dig for him. And I don't need to use the Ancient Harbinger. It literally is a nothing card now. Alright, what's the best way to remove this Sinjin? I mean, if I do get some damage on the Crazed Worshipper, it means I buff my Cthulhu, which is nice. And then I suppose I could just kill him with the Hero Power. Which wouldn't be bad. Like Hero Power plus sacrifice one of these. That means not putting down my Druid of the Claw. And I think I want to put down my Druid of the Claw. I could charge my Druid of the Claw. It would leave me with only 1 health, be vulnerable to some AoEs. Why don't I... I'm going to do this. That's fine. And I'm going to go into the taunt form over here. And maybe, actually, no, that was a mistake. I actually should have gone charge form. Not used it to kill the Sinjin. I should have gone charge form, kill this totem, and just generally have a little bit more influence, but... Or, maybe I'm really happy that I've got the extra little taunter there. And an extra one there, which is a great one. So the question is, do I care about keeping this thing alive? Or do I prefer having this have higher health? I think I'm okay with just trading here, and keeping a nice... 4/6 kicking around. I mean, I will have another taunter here. That does leave this vulnerable to a big lightning storm, which I don't want. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. I will keep his minion count or his totem count down. This is not the sort of deck where I have to rush damage to the face. But now I have like 2 massive creatures on the board, short of like double Hex, which he doesn't have the mana for. I'm not sure how he can deal with my board as is. So, I think this is a pretty easy turn. I'm going to use the Hero Power to remove that. I'm going to drop a big 4/10. I mean, he doesn't have a big AoE board clear with things with this much health. So, I think I've got the Shaman by the short and curlies. Unless there's a spell I'm forgetting. Mass Hex. Alright, that would be bad. Mistcaller. Very nice card. Very, very nice card. So all his stuff, all his creatures have +1/+1 from now on, which is very, very good. I think we just hit him with the 4/10, and then go for face with the rest, and then deploy the rest of my creatures. Ancient Harbinger is not going to do anything. All it will do is it will confirm that I have Cthulhu in my hand. But it's an extra big, fat body on the board. We're not even going to get a chance to cast this. Unless I draw Innervate. I'm not going to draw my Cthulhu in my Cthulhu deck. Yeah, he was worried, but he doesn't know. I already have him in my hand. Alright, he's got that nice taunt with the +1/+1. But, yep. Oh, we didn't even get to see what we drew. Damn it! Alright, well, we're gonna have to play another game. Actually, I have a quest to win a bunch of, 2 Druid game quests at the same time. Just wonderful. Love to see that work out. Yeah, I think there's probably another couple of, good Cthulhu classes, but I feel like Druid might be the better one. Just because of the innate ramp and some of the card draw. And the ability to... stall out the game. which is what the Druid does well. I mean, Priest, Warrior, they also do that. Freeze Mage, they do that as well. But I particularly like the Druid Cthulhu, like, taunt card. Do I just keep this? I think I'm going to drop the 5-drop. Wait a minute, Priest? I don't even know if I need to worry about keeping the swipe for now. I like the rest. Yeah, I'm looking for 2s and 4s. Looking for some early board development. Alright, whatever. And actually get a little card draw there too, which is nice.
Is someone injured?
That's a bit annoying. Because I can't do my saplings. On turn 2, I could Living Roots, coin, Wrath. And I think that's going to be the move. It delays my wild growth, which is too bad. But I think is fine. Now, if this thing gets buffed, that's going to be a little bit annoying, but it's going to change my play, but it's not going to necessarily change my turn 1. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, well, at least it didn't get buffed. So yeah, I think it's going to be Wrath for 1. Living Roots does do 2, right? Yeah. Wrath for 1. Coin. Deal 2 damage. Cannot afford to let this guy get infinity card draw. I don't have a good turn 3 play, which is annoying. I don't want a hero power to damage that, that's for sure, or damage him. So it might just be a turn 3 wild growth, which at least means a turn 4 either Crazed Worshipper or Druid of the Claw. Yeah, that does draw you 2 cards from a deck. It'll be interesting to see what you get. He's looking at them now. You might have gotten Cthulhu synergy cards, which may not help because it's not the kind of deck he's running. And yeah, we're just going to wild growth. Pass. At least there's not a lot of incoming damage. Like, I'm okay this being a deck that goes relatively slow. But most likely, he's okay with his deck being relatively slow. At least I'm not getting card draws from his little dude here. What are you putting down? Okay, now you're in... Well, you can't... Unless you've got a direct heal card thingy in your hand, you can't heal him up for the card draw now. But I can't really stop you from... There you go. From getting a card draw next turn regardless. That's a pretty good body on the board. Because none of the threats I'm going to put down are going to be big enough to kill that thing. Interesting choice. I could just swipe this guy. Because here's the thing. If I put down the Crazed Worshipper or the Druid of the Claw, he just attacks, heals, draws, and doesn't really lose anything. I don't particularly like this play. Like, at all. Especially since it's going to leave the Blade Master up. I'm not convinced that was a good play. At all.
Are you my master?
That's probably mine. It's probably the other card he stole from me. So he didn't get a particularly good steal. Alright. We could kill this thing off with the Disciple plus a hero power. But that would leave it with 1 mana, and it's not nice. I think the Dark Arakoa is the brain, like the obvious play here. It's unfortunately not enough to kill the injured Blade Master. But he can't clear it as is. He can only do 6 damage. And then on my turn, I've got lots of other options. Alright, I like it. Unfortunately, our Cthulhu's not quite big enough for us to get our 4/10 version of the Amber Weaver on next turn, which would have been nice. And I'm so close, I'm not going to play him just as a Yeti. Especially since I have 2 more of the buff cards in there. But yeah, next turn I'll have some options. If he decides to just attack, and I've got the Disciple, and I've got my hero power. Oh! Wait, what? So that means... Because he took 2 of my cards. So that means this was in his deck, the Beckoner of Evil. Interesting. Unexpected. Also, this taunt is actually more than a little annoying. Oh, we drew that. Which means, again, the Ancient Harbinger, not useful. Well, this is kind of a crap situation here. Well, I guess I could still Disciple of Cthulhu, kill the injured Blade Master, which would then make my Cthulhu big enough to make that worth playing. Or oh, I could kill this. Yeah, okay, that's probably the way to go. Cthulhu.
Is close.
Not the greatest situation. He's still got the ability to do a lot of heals and stuff like that. At least this guy's immune to Shadow Word, Pain, and Death, which is always nice to have. I don't know if this mage would be packing, or this priest would be packing it. Dragon Penis, I just realized your name. Excellent. Dragon Penis. You should be playing a dragon deck. There's no, in the options, there's no button to just like have a randomized card back every game, is there? Because that would be really nice, because I always forget to change my card backs. It probably hasn't been changed since like very early. I don't know. That's one of the wintry backs or something like that, I'm sure. Just want to set it to random. Alright, what you got, buddy? Bring it. Bring it. So next turn, I could Harbinger and Hero Power, but, I mean, not terribly useful. Oh, okay, good play there. Probably I'll end up putting down a Crazed Worshipper or a Druid of the Claw. Yeah, alright, well, that's his second actual Beckoner of Evil. I'm not seeing a whole... Oh, and then he's going face. Interesting. There's your Drake for the draw. I think I do need the taunt. I mean, I think it's just Crazed Worshipper, which does have enough damage to kill these guys and things, and then trade there, and then Hero Power and go for his face or something. Alternatively, I could charge the Druid of the Claw and use that to kill one of these guys, which might be superior. Doesn't leave me with a taunt, but I'm not really worried about Priest Burst, except Cthulhu, but I'll have some stuff in play. I mean, this I'm going to do regardless. Yeah, alright, I think I'm okay with it. I'm going to charge the cat, do that, Hero Power up, at least he gives me an armor, and do that. I mean, he'll probably trade the 2-3 into the 4-2. At the very least, and then play something else with all his mana. But it's not too bad. How big's my Cthulhu? Yeah, he's only 11. Oh, you are playing Power Word Tentacles. Interesting. Do that. Are you going to heal it up as well? That is very interesting. Now, luckily, my tanks are still big enough to handle that. I'm obviously not going to play that now. Again, really awkward mana curve right now. I do feel like I need the taunt. So we're going to do that. Hero Power up, and then I think we just go face. Now, if I hit him, it would bring him down to 5. Then he would hit there, and do the heal, which would leave him at 4. I think we just have to go face here. So I could Cthulhu next turn. It'd be a kind of a weak one, and it's tempting to be really greedy with your Cthulhu. That being said, oh, that's really annoying. That being said, there's a chance it kills this dude. It's like about 50-50-ish, right? Chance we kill this dude. And then I'm left with an 11-11. Of course, he might have the Shadow Word Death? Shadow Word Death in his hand, which would kill it, which would be bad. Alternatively, I can Drake plus drop the taunt.
What to do?
Which gives me a hell of a lot more board security. And at least then, next turn... Oh yeah, I should have waited for the card draw. At least next turn, if I do drop the Cthulhu at that point, this thing should have so little health that it's guaranteed to kill it. Alright, so he dropped his. Wow, he gets a perfect clear. That's brutal. I think that's just game then, because mine doesn't have taunt. Maybe I played that wrong. I mean, there's nothing I can do. It's just GG.
I can see.
I'll be reviewing that match after. I do like recording my own matches for being able to review them afterwards. Because I'm sure I made some mistakes. And it's the things that are not obvious, right? Sometimes it's not like a gross and evident mistake, but, you know, a slight failure to build a little bit of tempo in the correct way. If I had built this, it would have meant this and this and this in the next few turns, which should have led to a better situation, not one where I was trapped. I'm expecting this to be Cthulhu versus Cthulhu.
Nature must be preserved.
I do like the Crazed Worshippers, but I do want a little bit of a ramp. I'm actually tempted to even send back the Living Roots. I don't know, no, they're a great early play. They're the reason that they're in the deck. Ugh. Ugh. Well, I guess it could be worse. Okay, he did just pass, which is nice. So I'll just sapling out. He might use his hero power. But if that's all he does in his turn, that's not too bad either. Doesn't mean, like, my card's not getting a whole lot of value. Oh, alright, so he's getting his ramp, which is really annoying, because I don't. I could coin out this dude, but no. We want to use him for card advantage, so we'll just whack him a little.
For the wild.
It is sucky that he's getting his ramp and I'm not. Not feeling this one here. Oh, wow. It would be fine if I was taking this opportunity to actually get, you know, significant tempo and board advantage, but I'm not. So he's getting his ramp at basically no cost. I could coin out a Yeti here. And I think I'm going to have to, because he's going to be able to drop a 6 casting cost dude. He might be dropping a Dark Arakoa, which honestly the Yeti won't be able to handle very well. Maybe coin out the Drake. Actually, I like that.
Have enough mana.
Oh, right, no, I've got 4 mana. Never mind, just do that then. I got to get something on the board. This is not going to end well. At all. Would be annoying if he dropped the Harbinger here. Okay. Because I could clear it, but it would take all my stuff. I guess it wouldn't actually kill it. Oh, and you've got an Innervate. You have all the ramp in the world. Wait, what? Okay, I wasn't seeing that card coming. It'd be nice to be able to kill it with this, but I can't. I literally don't have a play in my hand. But I didn't have a play in my hand last turn either. So, awesome.
For the wild.
Alright, there it is. He'll probably just trade. Well, no, I don't know. He might go face. He might not even pop his stealth. Actually, he'll probably drop a Taunter, then use his stealth to go face. And then I'll be kind of annoyed. Alright, that's not particularly problematic. Oh yeah, so he'll just clear the board and then go face. I think we have to go Druid of the Claw in bear form here. We do have an Innervate, so now all of a sudden we can Dark Arakoa. It sucks, like, why couldn't I have that last turn? Because now we're still going to waste 1 mana. I could use the Disciple of Cthulhu to kill this. That would leave me 2 mana. I could still Innervate and do nothing useful. I could Nourish and get a bunch of mana crystals. There is something to be said about that. I could Druid of the Claw without the Innervate. 4/6. Not quite enough. I need the 5 to guarantee that this thing just dies. I think we Innervate out a Dark Arakoa here. At least it's big enough to handle everything that he's got currently on the board. That could change very easily with lots of stuff that he could have in his hand. And he still has enough to hero power, so he'll get the +3. So now he can just cat plus hero power and finish that up. So yeah, he's just playing a standard Druid ramp deck. And he got all his ramp. I think we just put down another one of these.
The ancient one caress your fear.
still trades very well with what he's got. I mean, he can still hero power and then hit me himself and use the 5/4 to clear this. And he may. He's got a swipe, could change things. Swipe, then just use the 3/5. Oh! That'll leave him with a creature. Interesting. You don't see a lot of wild walkers. But, oh, so he's playing a beast deck. That's what he's doing. He's not playing standard Druid ramp. He's playing, like, ramp beast. Cool, okay. Not a bad place for a swipe. Not a great place either. But I think we swipe this guy hero power to finish him off. Or we can kill the 5/2 with the Disciple of Cthulhu, which leaves me with 4 mana, which is enough for a swipe, and basically keeps us in exactly the same place. I think we go swipe hero power, and that's the turn. So it'll leave him with the 3/5, but that's not a huge threat. I mean, I guess I could swipe here. No. And I'm not going to put down a 1/1. So this is the problem with Nourish. Like, I can't play this to help me keep board control. And there's another beast. I'm expecting the +2/+2 buff too. Oh, yeah, he got the 10 mana fast. I'm not sure we're going to be able to handle this one. So we're going to get a 4/10 here. But he's got, well, including his hero power, he's got lethal on the board. I've got 1 taunt. I could use Nourish for stuff, but nope. We have to put down the taunt. Which does take 2 hits to kill. Well, 1 hit plus a hero power. And then what? Do we put this down? And accomplish what? Well, if we draw another one, that'll work out well. I could use this to get a 3/3. It doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot for us either. Well, I guess, actually, if I put down a 3/3 here, next turn, I can use a 3/3 plus the Disciple to kill one of the tigers. But it's not a good position. I mean, he's low in health, but he's got so much board control. He is starting to run a little low on cards, but he's still got 10 mana. He can easily dump at least a couple. He's probably got another big threat in his hand. Wrath for 3, then you get 3/4. Pretty good. Oh, he does have enough for the shape change after that, so I'll actually do that. He won't be able to kill me this turn. But I'm going to be at 2 with no solutions in my hand, so that'll be the end of the game.
Another night on the prowl.
Oh, charge. Okay. Wow. Perfect lethal by playing everything in his hand. Yeah, that was a lot of ramp. I want to play one more game, hopefully. It doesn't feel like I've played, like, a standard one yet. Our first win was just literally had nothing to do with playing a Cthulhu deck. The Priest, I still feel like there would have been something. It feels like this one would have been hard to overcome. And actually, it might simply be a factor of my deck not being right. Well, there's our Wild Growth. An extra card. Crazed Worshipper. I'm just going to do this. Still looking for a little early game, which, not getting, maybe my deck's a little too heavy. Where's, like, you got the coin. I mean, I'm not coin Wild Growth. I wonder if the Living Roots are just not a great option. Although, speaking of, well, I think we coin Beckoner of Evil. And if he wants to trade both Living Roots plus a hero power to kill that, that's okay. Because he'll do nothing on his turn, effectively. It's a good draw. I love these for the early board present. It makes such a huge difference. Alright, so it's a mirror match. Almost like a pretty serious mirror match so far. Interesting choice. I mean, I could kill this if I hero power. But I would kind of prefer Wild Growthing. And then I could drop a Yeti on turn 4. That would just leave me 1 hit point. Okay, if I kill that, that leaves me with a 2-2, which means this guy can clear and trade and have the advantage, which is not great. I think I do have to kill this thing.
This way.
For the wild.
What I don't like about doing this is I'm not sure what my turn 3 play will be. Hero Power, Living Roots? Maybe. I guess it wouldn't be terrible.
Cthulhu! Cthulhu! Cthulhu!
That's what I need to do, draw one of those guys. But I did not.
For the wild.
I think I'm going to play this for dudes. Just because it wouldn't make sense to play it for damage. I suppose I could have played nothing. But that feels pretty stupid. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I innervate out the Dark Arakoa. Which would, I believe, get my Cthulhu up to 11-11. Which unlocks the abilities of these two. I mean, I could Hero Power Wild Growth. Which has better ramp. But this is a huge board presence and unlocks some pretty cool abilities. I think we iterate this. I'm not sure if this is correct. Do I want to clear one of these 1/1s? I'm trying to think about like different swipe combinations and different stuff like that that could come up. No, I think it's okay to do that. Plus, if he drops a taunt on his turn, then me having the extra 1/1 source of damage might be useful. I've got a turn 5 play. I don't have a turn 6 play, although Claxy plus Hero Power is a thing. What are you doing? Is this going to be a swipe? No. I mean, I guess... Well, he wouldn't have the mana for it. I was going to say swipe, Hero Power, sacrifice both dudes would clear the board. Oh, you Hero Power pass. Interesting. This is a great opportunity to Wrath. It does mean not developing my board, but I could Wrath for the draw, which is always good in this deck to dig a little deeper, and then Hero Power. So I clear his side of the board, not that's particularly threatening, and I dig a little deeper. It uses 1 mana unspent, which I don't like. The alternative is to Azure Drake, which also gives me a draw and develops the board a bit more. I think the Azure Drake is better, especially since I will have the spell power then for a Wrath on another turn. So I'm going to do that, and to make swipe a little less attractive... ooh, that's... No, I'm not going to innervate out a Wrath. I'm going to go and take that swap. Because if he did swipe my Drake, I would lose that dude, and that would be annoying. He might still want to swipe my Drake. I don't think that would be a bad play at all. But he gets slightly less value out of it. It only leaves him 2 mana, which would be awkward. So I don't expect that to happen. Oh, no, he did! Well, then I'm really happy I made that play. Flame, really interesting. Not convinced that's a great card to have in here, but it is interesting. Okay, we got a couple of options. I mean, I could innervate out the Twin Emperors. It's not like I need taunt right now. I think what we do is we play out the Amber Weaver. We Wrath this... Well, we Wrath this thing first and see what we draw. Then we probably play out the Amber Weaver and then just kill the 2/3 with my taunt. I mean, I guess I could use the 3 damage to kill the other dude, but no. I like this. We're still going to get a full board clear. I don't think this changes my plan at all. Put you down. And just take that out. I mean, I could be going face, I suppose. Well, I hear board control is pretty good. Next turn, we can cast the Twin Emperor without help. And turn 8, we could cast... We could innervate out Cthulhu. It's not a huge Cthulhu, but you don't have to, like, get the 20-pointer right away. We'll have to see what's on the board on his side. Alright, so he's got 9 mana. Okay. Did I forget to add Brawn to this deck? He's supposed to be in this deck. I think I forgot to add Brawn. Son of a bitch. not convinced my play changes. So, I mean, I'll have to use both of these to kill that. That will leave this as a 4-5. Kill this, but I'll still have a bunch of taunt. On the other hand, Bran will still be alive, which isn't good. But is there anything else I can do about that? No. Now, I could innervate out the Beckoner of Evil. It means I don't get a turn 8 Cthulhu. And I think I really like it. Even though he's not going to be huge, dropping him will apply a lot of splash damage, probably get me full board control, and an 11/11, and Druids are not prepared to deal with something that's that big. Unless he's packing, I don't know what it's called. The thing, like, on the next turn, the thing dies. No, that's the Warlock one. The Druid one is what? You kill it and they draw cards or something? There's a Druid Assassinate. It's not very good, but there is one. I think it's in the base deck.
The Ancient One calls.
He does have a 22. Now, I don't know if he's got it in his hand. Even if he does have it in his hand, I don't know if he can, innervate it out next turn or anything like that. So I think we go for it here. Alternatively, so what I could do is I can kill this, kill that. This will leave these all at 1 hit point, and this will have 3 hit points, which isn't great. Alternatively, so I could use the Druid of the Claw. I could drop another Taunter. I'm trying to decide if I Cthulhu first or if I clear this out first. I think I'm going to hit him once. No, because then I'd also like to kill the Bran. Well, I don't need to apply as much face damage. So yeah, no, I think I will go ahead and hit him once. I'm not confident that this is necessarily going to kill it all, but we're gonna try. And hope we get maximum board clearage. Alright, that's a little bit annoying, but hardly the worst. Okay. He does have a much bigger one. No comments. Than I do, but he may not have it in hand. It's 22-22 right now. He may not have it in hand. And even if he does cast it, it doesn't necessarily win him the game. Alright, good kill there. 24-24. And we can drop Dark Arakoa to tank a bunch of damage there, which is good. The Beckoner Evil doesn't really help us, but he's still a 2-3 for 3. I could charge. Do I have lethal? I got 19 on the... Oh! I've got lethal on the board. Awesome. Man, that was so close to being myth lethal. Not really, because I think I would have overkilled it with the charge. I would have put that down at some point and been like, oh yeah. But I might have wasted an attack trying to clear that critter. Well, there we go. Cthulhu play that actually worked out. I'm happy I didn't try to be greedy and hold out any longer than that. I did forget to put a Bran in this deck, though. And that should definitely be there. And I think I'm going to take out the Nourish. I think with the Ancient Harbinger and a few card draws, I think Cthulhu comes up often enough. I think that's going to be okay. I'm not convinced about the Living Roots. I do really like it as a card. I'm not sure, like, there might just be a stronger option. I'm not sure what that would be, mind you. I'm really not sure. Oh, Naturalize, that's what I'm thinking about. I wonder if it's worth packing a Naturalize. I mean, the only thing I'd want to Naturalize is the Cthulhu, and usually whoever plays it, that tends to be the end of the game. Oh, and there's Mulch as well, but no. Give more taunt, have a little bit of heal. Savage Combatant is certainly interesting. I don't have a whole lot of 4s. I don't know. I have 4 cards at 4. And I have a fair number at 2, so your 4 mana turn can always be a 2 plus hero power. That comes up a lot. I'm starting to think the Mire Keeper might be a little bit better than I give it credit for. But not much better than I give it credit for. I don't know. All right, I think I'm okay with that little change over there. Happy about it. Very fun deck to play. Certainly. I'm still looking forward to playing the Evolve Shaman, which I literally haven't done yet, so we'll have to give that a little bit of a go. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.